in my brain. Some people it's a squirrel. Some people, I don't know what it is, but it runs around just chattering at you all the time with unproductive stuff. For me, the simplest way to describe this practice is we're trying to get that monkey, squirrel, whatever you want to name it, to where they'll just take a nap and leave us alone for a couple minutes even. You know, this is, in all of that's based in the idea, the science of neuroplasticity, allowing the brain to heal itself, allowing the brain to make new connections and figure things out for itself. Our problem is we're too often stuck in the future, thinking about what's going to be, or we're stuck in the past, what should have been. So what we're looking for is to be right here, right now. So we're going to begin our practice, and know that if you decide to go through the whole sequence with me, get a little sweat on, you know, and just move through a nice gentle practice, great, you're doing yoga. If you decide to sit on your mat and just breathe, fantastic. You also are doing yoga. If you sit on your couch and have a good snicker, maybe chuckle at Max doing yoga, and forget about the day for just a little bit, you too are doing yoga. It's all about finding a way to be present. So we start by grounding. We always start our practices with self-regulation practice. What we're trying to do is, again, through neuroplasticity, not break old habits, but reinforce and set new habits. And one of those first habits we want to take and start embedding in ourselves and imprinting in that wiring in our brain is how to self-regulate. So the first way, the first piece of self-regulation is grounding. Grounding is literally feeling the support that is always there for you, and really noticing that that support is there for you, that support of the ground, of the earth. You know, literally putting your hand down and feeling that stability and going, wow, that's a constant in my life, that the ground is there to support me. So we begin by noticing the pressure on the sides of our feet, maybe noticing a little bit of heat building in our sit bones where they're on the mat, and just noticing and embracing that support that is always there for us. Next, we're going to begin to take in center, to take in, bring our thoughts and our focus inward. And we do that first by lifting the pelvic floor as if trying to restrict the flow of urine, and then gently but forcefully pulling the belly button in towards the spine. Continuing to breathe. I know the breathing is probably a little bit shallower, but feeling that belly button come in and feeling the heat begin to build in your core. And maybe, just maybe, you'll notice your thoughts and your ideas beginning to focus in your core. Feeling that heat building, stoking that furnace that we'll use during our practice to burn up those things that no longer serve us. The next piece and final piece of self-regulation is our breathing. At first, just noticing our breath. Are we breathing in? Can you feel the air flowing across the tip of your nostrils? Maybe you feel that air flowing down the back of your throat. As you slowly release that belly button, you feel that air flowing in, flowing out. And we begin to deepen that breath. We expand the belly out big, filling up the belly from the bottom up. We inhale, filling the belly inflates. Continue to fill the lungs, the shoulders rise, ribs separate. And finally, that last little breath of air flows in and circles around the eyes and sinuses And then we exhale, the chin comes down. We're exhaling from the top down. The shoulders soften. The belly comes in. Inhale, big belly. Shoulders lift. Eyes cool and sparkle. Exhale, chin comes down. Shoulders soften. Belly comes in. One more time. Inhale, big belly. Shoulders lift. Eyes cool and sparkle. And then exhale, the chin comes down. The shoulders soften. The belly comes in. We allow the breath to fall back into its natural rhythm, not forcing, not controlling, just allowing the air to flow in and flow out. Continuing to notice that air flowing in and flowing out. And on the next inhale, we're going to take and bring the right ear to the right shoulder. Not focusing on bringing the ear to the shoulder, not bringing the shoulder up to the ear. Thinking about keeping that shoulder blade plugged in the socket in the back. Continuing to breathe in and breathe out. Breathing in, feeling that extension across the top of the neck. And then as we exhale, allowing the chin to come back down towards the chest. And on the next inhale, bring the left ear to the left shoulder. Again, focusing on bringing the ear to the shoulder, not the shoulder to the ear. And continuing to breathe in and breathe out. Breathing in. And then as we breathe out, allow that chin to come back down to neutral. And now we're going to move into a series of neck rolls, linking the movement with the breath. So as we inhale, we're going to bring the right ear to the right shoulder and back. And then as we exhale, we're going to bring the left ear to the left shoulder and the chin back down. Inhaling to the right and back. Exhaling to the left and down. Inhaling to the right and back. Exhaling to the left and down, and allowing that chin to rest heavily. Continuing to breathe and feeling the tendons pulling, gently stretching up the back of your neck, maybe tugging on your scalp gently. And on the next inhale, we're going to reverse that rotation. We're going to inhale to the left and back, and exhale to the right and down. Inhaling to the left and back, exhaling to the right and down. Going one more time, inhaling as we extend, exhaling as we compress. Feel allowing ourselves to just, our chin to hang heavy before we bring the gaze back up to the front of the room. And we're going to inhale, bringing the hands up overhead. Exhale, bring them back down to heart center. Inhale, bring the hands overhead. Exhale, bring the hands down to heart center. And this time, as we inhale, bring the hands overhead, we're going to take and interlace those fingers. Point the index fingers up, thumbs together, creating a little cup to gaze up into. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, come over 1, 2 numbers on our personal clock. Before inhale, extend. Exhale, come down just a little bit more. Inhale back to center. Exhale, come over 1, 2 numbers the other direction. As we inhale, extend. Exhale, come down just a little bit more. Before inhaling, coming back up. Opening the hands up, wiggling the fingers, blinking the eyes, bringing the right hand down to the mat, gazing up at that left hand, blinking the eyes, allowing the light to flow in and stimulate that happy center in the brain. Shifting the gaze down to the right hand on the mat, walking it away slowly before inhaling, reaching up, exhaling, coming over the top, feeling that extension on the left, that crunch on the right. Inhale, extend. Exhale, come down just a wee bit more. Then inhale, bring the hands back up overhead. Exhale, bring that left hand down to the mat. Shift the gaze down to that mat, that hand on the mat. Walk it away slowly. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, come over the top, feeling that extension on the right, compression on the left. Inhale, extend. Exhale, come down just a wee bit more. Inhale, bring the hands up, gazing up between the hands, reaching up, 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 before opening the arms and just releasing and feeling the weight of the world begin to lift from your shoulders. Bring the left hand to the right knee, right hand behind the right hip, sitting up straight. As we exhale, we're going to twist with the torso, just creating a gentle twist at the base of the rib cage. This time, as we inhale, we're going to sit up straight, shift the gaze back over that right shoulder, and using the front hand, pull ourselves around just a little bit more, deepening that twist. Before inhaling, unwinding, and bringing the right hand to the left knee, left hand behind the left hip, sitting up straight, exhaling and twisting with the torso. Inhale, sit up straight, shift the gaze over that left shoulder, and using that front hand, pull yourself around just a little bit more to deepen that twist. Inhale, unwind, and take just a second to scan yourself from the top of your head to the bottom of your sit bones, noticing what just 10 minutes of focused movement have done. Maybe your shoulders feel a little bit looser. Maybe your scalp's tingling a little bit. Maybe that fire is building in your belly. We're going to now move into tabletop. Getting there however you feel, however you want. Maybe you're having to do like me and pull your shorts up a little bit. Pull your long-tailed shirt down. Placing the hands on the mat underneath the shoulders. Fingers spread wide. Knees underneath your hips. Tops of your feet flat on the floor. Feeling your back flatten out and your head part at that right pinky toe. Inhale back to center. Exhale. Look over the left shoulder at that left pinky toe. Inhale back to center. Exhale, squeeze out all that stagnant air, looking over to the right pinky toe. Inhale back to center. Exhale, look over one more time at that left pinky toe, squeezing out, squeezing. Inhale back to center. Now we're going to move into lion's pose, bird dog pose, whatever you want to call it. What we're going to do is we're going to extend the left leg, taking this opportunity to tuck the toes and begin to bounce just a little bit, maybe if it's in your practice today, to begin to stretch out that hamstring and that calf and that Achilles, shifting the weight into the left hand, extending the right hand out, gazing out to the far side of the room, pulling the belly button in, engaging the core, and bringing that back leg up, knowing it's okay to keep a hand down, your toes down, both downs. Whatever is in your practice is just right. This is your yoga, your way. Exhale, bring it back down into tabletop. Extend the right leg back, tucking the toes, maybe bouncing a little bit to begin to stretch those tendons out. Shifting the weight into the right hand, extending the left hand out, engaging the core, bringing that leg up, and this time noticing that little bit of tremble that little bit of shake going on in your body. Exhale, bring it back down. Continue to breathe in and breathe out. Now we're going to get ready to go into our first down dog of the evening. Tucking our toes, bring our sit bones back towards our heels before we hinge up, bringing the sit bones up towards the ceiling, bringing our head down between our arms, thinking about how we're bringing our head below our heart to reduce the strain on your heart. Not worrying about if your knees are bent, if your heels are up, none of that matters. Inhale, look forward. Slowly walk to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Bring the hands to the crease in the hips. Straighten the legs, keeping a flat back. And then slowly keeping the shoulders and the head forward. Roll up, stacking one vertebrae at a time on top of the other. Rising up, 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 up. Slowly rolling the shoulders back and bring the head up. And feeling a bit more of the day's trials and tribulations lifting off. We're going to inhale, bring the hands up overhead. Exhale, forward fold, lead with the heart. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, high plank. It's okay to bring your knees down, whatever works for you. Bring your elbows in, lower down, low push-up. Turn the feet over, bringing the tops of the feet into contact with the mat. Pushing up into upward dog, tucking the toes, hinging back into downward dog. And now we're going to begin practicing changing our viewpoint, shifting from the negative to the positive. Begin practicing how we need to talk to ourselves. And we start that conversation with those two powerful words. I am. I am powerful. I am beautiful. I am okay. Inhale, look forward, hop, walk, or jump to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway up, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bring the hands up overhead. Exhale, bring the hands down to heart center. This time we're going to inhale, bring the hands up overhead, and we're going to sit back into a low chair, keeping the arms up overhead. Maybe you feel them shifting down, pointing towards that joint between the ceiling and the wall. Maybe taking a glance down and seeing if you can see your toes over the front of your knees. Inhale, reach for that joint. Exhale, sink down just a little bit more. And then release it all into forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, high plank. Lower down, low push-up. Turn the feet over, pushing up into upward dog. Tucking the toes, pushing back into downward dog. Continuing that conversation with ourselves. I am amazing. I am doing yoga. I am important. Inhale, bring the right leg up. Exhale, swing swing the foot forward between the hands, not worrying about grace and fluidity. Rising up, turning the back foot across the back of the mat. Coming up into warrior two. Front knee over the front ankle, arms extended each way, gazing out over that front hand. Taking a minute to notice. Am I leaning forward, striving for the future? Am I leaning back, stuck in the past? Or are my shoulders and my torso centered over my hips, right here, right now, in the present? Turn the front hand over and reverse that warrior. Bringing that back hand down the back side of the back leg. Feeling that stretch on the inside of the back leg and the extension on the right side. Before inhaling, coming back up into warrior two, straightening that front leg, shifting the pelvis back, and allowing yourself to fall over that front leg, opening the heart up to the far side of the room, reaching the other hand, the left hand up towards the ceiling, feeling that gentle pull, that gentle stretch on the inside of the front leg. Inhale, come back up into warrior two. Exhale, windmill the hands down, step back, and push right back up into downward dog. I am amazing. I am worthy. I am beautiful. Inhale, bring the left leg up. And exhale, bring it forward between the hands. Noticing that maybe this side's different than the other side. I'm a lot more awkward on this side. I'm awkward on the other side. I'm just plain klutzo on this side. And it's okay. We're not looking for fluidity. We're not looking for grace. We're looking to get into the position our body says is right for us. Shifting that gaze out over the front hand, turning the front hand over and reversing our warrior, reaching for the ceiling, bringing that back hand down the back side of the leg, noticing that pull on the inside of that inner thigh. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, straighten the front leg, tilt the pelvis back, and allow yourself to fall down over that front leg, reaching the upper hand for the ceiling, feeling the pull on the inside of that front leg. Before inhaling, coming back up into warrior two, and exhaling, windmilling the hands down, stepping back, pushing right back up into downward dog. I am okay. And sometimes it's all we can do to just be okay. And really, it's okay to just be okay. Inhale, look forward. Hop walker, jump to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway up, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bring the hands up overhead. Exhale, bring the hands down to heart center. Inhale, bring the hands up overhead. Exhale, forward fold, lead with the heart. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, plant the hands, step back. High plank, lower down, low push-up. Turn the feet over, pushing up into upward dog, tucking the toes, pushing back into downward dog. Continuing that conversation, and maybe now it's, I'm fantastic. I'm warmed up. I'm moving. I am amazing. Inhale, bring that right leg up. Allow it to flop over at the knee to where your foot hangs over to the left side. Glancing out underneath that left armpit. Seeing if you can get a glimpse of those dirty toes. Swinging that foot forward. Dropping the back knee down. Rising up into a low lunge. Knowing it's okay to come into a kneeling position. If this bothers your knees, it's also okay to bring the sit bones back to the heels. Coming into a hero's pose. Whatever works for you. It's your yoga, your way. Shoulders back, chin slightly tucked. Before we reach up to the ceiling, shifting our gaze up between our hands and noticing that between our hands is a beautiful balloon in our favorite color. And on that balloon, we're writing down all of the things that we tell ourselves, all of the things that other people tell us that hold us back, all of those things that no longer serve us. We inhale, lifting that balloon up, up, up. And then as we exhale, we release that balloon, watching it rise, 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 feeling it gently tug all of those things that no longer serve us out and away, leaving us lighter and at ease. Inhale, bring the hands overhead. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, and push right back up into downward dog. I am at ease. I am powerful. I am productive. Inhale, bring that left leg up. Allow it to fall over the right side. Take a glance out underneath that right armpit, seeing which side is dirtier, which side has dirtier toes. Inhale, bring that foot forward. Again, getting there however works for you. Coming into a low lunge on this side, maybe kneeling, maybe sitting back towards your heels, relieving that pressure on your knees into hero's pose. Squaring the shoulders up before reaching up again towards the sky, gazing up, and this time there's a beautiful little sky lantern. One of those magical little brown paper bags with that flickering candle in the bottom. And you're taking, this time, you're taking all of those feelings, all of those emotions, all of those words you so wish you could communicate to somebody, whether near, far, wherever they may be. You're putting all of that unspoken love and emotion into that little sky lantern and lifting it up, 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 and releasing it and watching it drift higher and higher. And with the knowledge that it's taking all of that love and emotion just exactly to the person who needs to hear it and feel it. Inhale, bring the hands overhead. Exhale, plant the hands and push right back up into downward dog. I am complete. I am worthy. I am love. Inhale, look forward, hop walker, jump to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bring the hands up overhead. Exhale, bring the hands down to heart center. Inhale, bring the hands overhead. Exhale, forward fold, lead with the heart. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, plant the hands, stepping back into high plank. Lower down, low push-up. Turn the feet over, pushing up. Dog, tucking the toes, pushing back into downward dog. I am doing this for me. I am powerful. I am present. This time we're going to take in, look forward, and step through into an easy seated position. Whatever position works for you, just feeling yourself coming into that comfortably seated position. Taking again a second to scan yourself from the top of your head, down through your sit bones, down to the tips of your toes. We're going to take and bring the bottom of our feet together, taking a second to notice our lower legs and our feet, just paying attention to ourselves, mostly setting that habit of self-care, taking a minute to really notice that it's okay to take care of you. We're going to take and open the feet like a book, feeling the back straighten out, keeping the head neutral, feeling yourself pulled up towards the ceiling until you have no choice but to allow yourself to hinge at the hips and fold over your feet. Inhale, feeling yourself pulled to the far side of the room a little bit more. Exhale, allow yourself to sink down just a millimeter or two more. Feeling those hips opening and letting go of those last vestiges of tension and stress that you've stored there all day long. Inhale, begin to rise back up. Bringing the knees up, keeping the feet on the mat, feeling your sit bones anchored firmly in the mat. And keep your hands behind your thighs. You can lean back on your hands. You can keep your hands to the side, whatever works for you. Again, this is your yoga, your way. We're going to go into the first of 3 boat poses. We do that by bringing the shoulders back, chin gently tucked, bringing the belly in, but remembering to continue to breathe and lifting one foot or both feet, wobbling around like I do maybe, coming up into that boat pose. Maybe you're in a boat rowing up against the current, feeling yourself straining and pushing, noticing that tremble, noticing that shake before you bring the right ankle over left and deflate, deflate. Inhale, lift the seat. Exhale, set it back down and come right back up into that next boat pose. Maybe this time you're in a sailboat, being blown gently across that mirror smooth lake, the wind ruffling your hair as you again notice that tremble, that shake in your core, in your thighs. Left ankle over right. Deflate, deflate. Inhale, lift the seat. Exhale, come right back up into our third and final boat pose. Maybe this time you're floating in that big old inner tube, floating down the lazy river, just enjoying the flow. And again, noticing that tremble, noticing that shake, and realizing that that's your mind and body working together to overcome fear, chasing fear out. Right ankle over left, deflate, deflate. Inhale, lift the seat. Exhale, set it back down. And allow the breathing to flow in and flow out. Rolling over your legs. Again, doesn't matter how you get there. We're moving into a high plank. Maybe bring the knees down. Doesn't matter. Whatever works for you. And allowing the heels to fall over to the right. Coming into a side plank on the right side. Feeling again that fear being chased out of the body. Coming back down into a high plank. Shifting the feet over. Rising into a side plank on the other side. Again, feeling that tremble and knowing that it's your mind and body working together to control you. Inhale, come back down. Lower down into a forearm plank. Feeling your shoulder blades separate. Bring the knees down. Tops of the thighs. Separate the hands. Bringing one ear to the mat. Allowing the tops of the feet to turn over and come in contact with the mat. Noticing your breath. Pushing against the mat. Gently lifting you. And then slowly letting you come back down. And as that breath begins to regulate and subside, maybe you begin to feel your heart beating against that mat. Recognizing that beat for what it is. It's love that your heart is pushing out, out, out for the most important person in your heart's life. You. You feel that love pulsing up to the top of your head. You feel that love pulsing down, down, down to the tips of your toes. Inhale, bring your head up and bring the other ear to the mat. And maybe you can notice that love filling you up and beginning to radiate out through your house, through your neighborhood, through your community. Just feeling it flow out, out, out. Inhale, bring the head back to center. Bring both hands down beside the chest. Actively pushing the tops of the feet into the mat. And then inhaling as we push up into a baby cobra, keeping the elbows tucked in. Exhale, lower down slowly, slowly, slowly. Inhale, pulling those elbows in and pushing forward, and inhale, 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 coming a little bit higher into a little bit higher cobra. Exhale, coming down, down, down. And then one more time, pulling those elbows in, pushing forward and lifting up, up, up. Feeling that tremble, feeling that shake. Exhale, coming down, down, down. And then we inhale and push ourselves up into tabletop just long enough to bring the big toes together, knees to the outside edge of the mat, sit bones back towards the heels. We're moving into a child's pose. You can either bring your forehead to the mat, or you can do like I do. Stack your hands, creating your own little pillar, bringing your forehead to the top of that pillar, bringing that third eye, that spot in the middle of your forehead between your eyebrows, into contact with that pillar. Your own personal little pillar is creating a conduit, a connection to the earth that's allowing the last of those things that no longer serve you to flow down and into the earth and be dissipated. You feel yourself begin to slow down, your breathing becoming more regular, before we slowly, very slowly, keeping the head tucked one more time, begin to walk ourselves up slowly, 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 rising up, and then bringing the head up to neutral and the shoulders back, and feeling the rest of that weight of the day just lift off and fly away. We lean over to the side, and we're moving over to bring ourselves, our feet out in front of us, feet on the mat, allowing yourself to slowly roll down onto the mat, feeling your shoulders make good solid contact, your arms out in T formation or cactus, walking your feet out to the edge of the mat, knees still up. And then as we exhale slowly, we allow the knees to follow the breath slowly down, down, down to the right. And then we inhale slowly, slowly, slowly back up. Exhale slowly, slowly, slowly to the left. Inhale slowly, slowly, slowly back up. Exhale slowly, slowly, slowly to the right. Inhale slowly, slowly, slowly back up. Exhale slowly, slowly, slowly to the left. Inhaling, bringing those knees slowly up. And now, if you're like me, you need to put your fists underneath your pelvis to tilt it, or not. You can keep your hands to the side. We're going to bring our knees to our chest. We're going to shoot our feet up towards the ceiling in waterfall or legs up the wall, whatever you want to call it. And we're going to notice that stagnant blood flowing back down into our core. You'll feel those cool spots flowing and popping up on the front of your legs, on the backs of your legs, as that stagnant blood is being flowing into the core, being revitalized, rejuvenated, reinvigorated. We're going to slowly bring the knees back towards the chest, bring the feet down to the mat, and then slowly extend the legs out, moving into our final position for our guided meditation for Shavasana. Getting into whatever position works for you. Traditionally, flat on your back, feet slightly separated. Allow the feet to splay open to reduce the pressure on your hip joints. Arms at your sides. Palms can be down, palms can be up. Just feeling yourself begin to sink and melt into the mat. Just allowing yourself to let go. Feeling first your eyebrows begin to separate. That forehead begin to smooth out, the wrinkles flattening out. You feel your eyes sinking deeper into your skull. Your jaw hangs slack, lips lightly together as your tongue falls heavily against the back of your teeth. You feel your shoulder blades sinking into that mat, allowing more and more of you to come into contact with that stabilizing influence of the earth. Feeling yourself be grounded and supported. You feel your belly just letting go, letting that tension release. You feel your thighs just sinking down and the backs of your calves heavily in contact with the mat. You begin to notice this beautiful beam of light extending down, down, down towards your forehead. You feel it begin to make contact with your scalp, tingling, tickling, invigorating. As that light begins to flow into your brain, illuminating all of the dark corners, chasing out and consuming all of the cobwebs and all of the scattered pieces of those things that no longer serve you. Just sopping it all up as that light flows down into your sinuses, filling them up with light and love, flowing down through your throat. You feel that light filling your chest, embracing your heart in warmth, security, and love. You feel that light flowing out through your shoulders, tingling as it works its way down into each individual finger. Filling your arms up with light and love. The light continues to flow down through your torso, down through your pelvis. That light flows and fills up your thighs. You feel your calves begin to tingle. And then you feel the bottom of your feet begin to tingle as that light just fills you up, leaving you full of light and love with no room for any dis-ease. You find yourself totally and completely at ease. And while you're in this state, I want you to hear these words. Say them silently to yourself and truly feel them. May I be safe, secure, and at ease. May my family be safe, secure, and at ease. May my friends be safe, secure, and at ease. May those I find difficult be safe, secure, and at ease. May my community be safe, secure, and at ease. May the whole world be safe, secure, and at ease. As we begin to move back up out of this guided meditation, I ask you to invite conscious movement back into your body. Maybe at first by just wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes, rotating your wrists, rotating your ankles, extending your hands up, up, up towards the ceiling, reaching, yearning, striving, and then gently pulling your knees into your chest, wrapping your arms around your knees or around your torso in a well-deserved hug, gently rocking side to side to massage that lower back one last little time, and then rolling over into a fetal position on your favorite side, resting your head on your lower bicep, bringing your upper hand into firm contact with the earth, feeling one more time that support that the ground gives you, recognizing that it's always there for you. And then keeping your eyes closed to hold on to this place of ease that you have worked so hard to create for yourself. Gently push yourself up into a seated position, coming into whatever position works for you. I invite you to bring your hands together, four fingers together, thumbs slightly separated, bringing your thumbs into your sternum, and then allowing your head to bow down to the ultimate ruler, your heart. And I ask you to hear these words and know them to be as true about you as they are about me. I am complete. I am worthy of giving and receiving love. I am at ease. That beautiful light within me sees, recognizes, and acknowledges that same beautiful light within each and every one of you. Thank you so much for sharing practice with me today. Namaste. Thank you all. I really appreciate you showing up today to practice with me, knowing that I get just as much out of this as I hope you do. I do this for me, to help me maintain my peace of mind and to help keep that little monkey under control. I hope you all have a great evening, and I hope to see you tomorrow, 6 o'clock.